In this video, we're going to be reviewing Bigin. Bigin brags about being the easiest CRM tool for small businesses. This CRM software is jam-packed with a ton of powerful features to help streamline businesses to manage their customers, from sales deals, support tickets, customer onboarding, order delivery, customer testimonials, contract, and everything in between. Bigin could be the ultimate way to streamline all of your customers and business operations in one tool. And in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this, giving a demo, and going through some of the USPs of Bigin that I think you'll be interested in. I'll leave all relevant links in the description below, as well as the pinned comment as well. Jumping into Bigin, this is what your dashboard will look like and how things will start off. Now, before we start exploring everything, at the top of your screen you will see this little banner saying, would you like a one-on-one demo with one of their experts to showcase the tool and answer any of your questions. I would highly recommend this because it's absolutely free, and they actually did the exact same thing with me, which was really impressive. They answered all my questions, showed me around the tool, and it just made a lot of sense. So if you can spend 15 to 30 minutes with a one-on-one phone call, I'd highly recommend doing that. We're going to go over some of these features here, and I want to dive in to the cool stuff like the automations and what's not. The first thing that you'll see on your dashboard is the sales pipeline, and this can be filtered by clicking this drop down and going through a different option. You can also create a different view, in other words, personalize your dashboard and select only the fields that are actually relevant to you. And then if you have a team of people, you can also select the users or the people in your team who can access these views. And then when we go back to the drop down, you'll see that we have under the created by me, the new dashboard. If we go back to all deals, we can also filter all of this information by what sort of record type that we want. So if we just want to show information about deal owners or company names, it will filter it based on that information. A nice little touch is we can actually click and hold each opportunity or qualification or campaign in the process, and when done, just drag it into the following column. We can also do things like quick preview, which will open up this sidebar, and it's a quick preview of all of that company's information. We can edit it, and it will open up the editor area. And then if we're done, we can actually click the checkbox and we can say, do we want to change this to a different owner? Do we want to add tag, delete it, or update it? So straight off the bat, one thing that you'll notice is just how streamlined all of this actually is. From anywhere on the screen, you can jump into that specific opportunity or company and start editing all of the information about that specific thing. You can also send emails directly to the contacts, and you can also integrate a phone number, which we'll get into later down the line. And all of this information, emails, tasks, log, phone calls, is all logged into the contacts profile. So anyone from your team or yourself can log in, see what's going on, and directly email them or do what's ever needed. So everything is just centralized and really easy to pick up and go with. In the contacts area, this is fully flexible in terms of you can create your own custom fields by clicking create field, and then you can decide what sort of field that you want in, and you can even add in your own formulas. So you can have two fields that it will keep track of, and then it will automatically populate with information from the custom field in the formula section. Basically what I'm saying is you can customize every bit of how your contacts will show really easily. Another really nice thing about this section is it's similar to how Google Sheets feels or Excel. So it doesn't feel like you need to learn a brand new software. You can literally just click on a field, double tap it, and then you can start editing it. If you wanted to, you can change it from a sheet view to a list view, and adding contacts is as simple as clicking the contact button and filling out all the information. And once again, if you wanted to customize the fields, just click on the customize field section, and then you can drag all of these different fields in or even take them out just by doing that. Then you'll do save, and that's been updated for you. You can also manage all of these contacts by clicking these three horizontal dots, and you can add tags onto the contact. You can export the view of all the contacts. You can even clean up the contacts by, if there's multiple contacts with the same number or the same email inside the software, and you can customize all of this, or even customize it even further by adding a unique field. If you wanted to send a mass email to all your contacts, or perhaps you've added tags to further segment each contact, you can do so by clicking the mass email button and then creating a mass email, and this will send it to all parties involved. But before you exit out of the email section, there's actually a choose template option right here that we can select, and then you can add in your own email templates just to streamline things even further. So you don't need to keep on writing the same thing out, or if you have a nice customized template that you just need to pre-populate. This also has dynamic fields built in, meaning that you can add in a field name, and of course you can actually click the schedule button and have these mass emails go out in the future. Moving on to the company tab, this acts almost identical to the contact tab. However, there's a few slight differences. So for example, the input fields that you would have for the company will be slightly different to the input fields you would have to the contact. But overall, the way this works is you would add in the company name. So let's say you would add in the company website, and then you would do save. Now, let's say you wanted to link the company to, let's say, a contact. What you'll do is do create field, then select user, and you can say key contact, and then do save. If we go into the company, and this is the same for the contact as well, this is divided into two main sections. You've got the contact information on the left, or the company information on the left, and then you've got all of these sub menus. So you've got the timeline, which will log all the events that goes on between you and this contact or this company. Then you've got the notes. You can add in additional notes. You can add titles in. So you can say want a new website deal, and then do save, and that will log all of that information. Activities can be split into tasks, events, or calls, and then these can be navigated between each little submenu here. And then with emails, this is where you would connect your inbox, and every single time you communicate with this contact or this company, the email will be stored in here for you. Now, the way the social works is you can connect your X profile, which is also known as Twitter, and start directly monitoring their activity. So if we click on associate now, and then we would type in the profile of our contact or our client, so let's just pretend Windows is our client, and do enter, we can do associate, and now we can see everything that this specific account is doing on X, which can open up the door to further opportunities. This is a really nice touch by Bigin. Create a post from the Bigin CRM software and have it published straight to X. And then you also have your pipeline. This is where your opportunities and deals are kept. If you need to add additional contacts, you can do so just by clicking the contact tab and then adding those people in. Which contacts are directly connected, you can do so right here, and it will take you to the contact page, which is where you can start doing everything that we've just gone through for the company tab. If you have a collection of products that you want to sell or even assign to each deal opportunity and what's not, you can import them from a file, and I'd recommend having a watch of the video that they offer. It's only 10 minutes long, but it's step by step on how to do all of that. And what's quite nice about that is it's placed right in front of us, so we don't need to manually go away and start searching how to do things. And if you're not sure what format to upload all of these things, you can do so by clicking the download sample file and then open it up. And then these are all the fields on how they recommend to import your product. If you want to manually add products, click the add product button, and we're going to just say website design services, and we'll say software, unit price, we'll just say 5,000, and then we'll do activate. And now we can come straight to this product, click on deal, and we can add the deal name and which company this and which contact this is actually matching to, and then that will go into our pipeline, and that's when we can start managing everything. Pretty cool. Another quick thing I want to point out is just how fast it is using this software. Often you can find glitchy behavior or things don't quite work the way they say they work. I've not had any of this with Bigin so far. It's actually doing a really nice, clean and fast job of adding records and changing things around and really just getting things integrated and connected, which is really important because time is money in business. Under the activities tab, this is where you can manage overview, the task, events and calls. So you've got tasks in this tab, events right here, and you can schedule event and then add that event in, and you can say who it's related to. If it's an online meeting, do we want repeats or reminders, and then that will send repeats and reminders out to people. And then we've also got calls where we can log calls, or we even set up our own custom phone integration. So we could click on set up phone calling. By default, their main recommendation is using PBX contact center, but if you don't have that, you can click on the view marketplace, and these are all of the phone integrations that you can connect. So the chances are if you're using an external phone company or a virtual phone number, it probably connects right here, and then you can have everything logged all in one place. And another thing, you can integrate directly into Bigin your calendar. So whether you're using Google Calendar or Microsoft Calendar, it actually integrates here, and then you can add tasks or events or log a call at the specific moment. So if we do create a task, and then you'll create the task of what's just happened, and then you can relate it to the contact, and then it all integrates nicely between your contacts, your company, your clients, the companies of the clients, and it all is a centralized place that you can quickly navigate to. So this is all really handy, and you can filter this between month, week, or day. Now, one final thing before we'll jump into the automation side of things is the analytics of everything. So it's really important you know what's going on within your company. So you want to be tracking things like how many pipelines have been won this month or lost, how many calls your staff have been making, which companies are bringing the most revenue, how many events have been completed, and okay, and you will be able to see all of these numbers in this dashboard here. But if you don't like the dashboard, you can change this to so many different sorts of dashboards right here, and all of these have been pre-made for you. Or if you need something more flexible, you can of course create your own custom dashboard, and then you can add your KPIs, your chart, your target meter. And one of the things I really like about these charts is how visual it becomes, and it makes everything much easier. And you can even have one for your staff. So let's say you want to see if your staff members are hitting the targets you set, so you can literally say targets and then select the users or departments, and you add all of this in. So the duration, let's say this month, target, let's say 10, 20, and then do save. And now you can see for each individual user or department if the targets are being met, and you can add as many charts and graphs as you want to these dashboards. Click on the save button, and then in your drop down you can filter which dashboards you actually want to see. Again, another really nice touch, being able to customize all of the fields and all of these numbers to fit what it is our businesses really need, is something that you don't really get with CRM softwares, especially for small businesses. It's usually going to cost you a lot more money to get this sort of flexibility, but Bigin has somehow managed to keep everything really cost friendly for the small guy, which is always appreciated. Okay, so let's head into the settings, and this is where we get a little bit more technical, but it's well and truly worth that we understand what else we can do with Bigin. So if you have different departments or different teams, you can actually set up profiles such as moderators or marketers or admin or billing departments, and you can set up something called profiles, and then inside each profile you can say what they have access to or what they don't have access to. This will avoid things getting messed up in your system. This will make sure that staff are only doing what they should be doing and not poking their noses or doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Under the role section is where you can actually hide fields and information that you don't want other departments or users seeing. So you'll have level 1, level 2, level 3, and then if you click on it, you can really filter each user. So if you've got departments of people, but you've got like a head manager of each department, maybe you want them to have a certain role, so the rest of that department can't see something, but that specific user can. Perhaps you want the manager to be able to see the performance of all of the people in the department, but you don't want the people below the manager to see their own performance. So you can actually hide and show fields based on the role in the company as well, which is nice. Under these stages, this is where you can customize once again all of the fields or the default fields for the sub pipeline, and just doing that is really simple. You can change the names of the categories or the pipeline titles. You can click edit and change the titles of each individual custom stage. You can add new stages in just by clicking the stage button. There really is a lot of flexibility by doing this, and it's all about making this system your own to match it to exactly what you need. You can create different sorts of sub pipelines for each individual department if that's what you wanted, but there's a ton here that you can do. Now, if you don't want your staff or your sales team to be able to tick things off without it being approved or anything along those lines, this is the transition rules or the closure restriction rules, where you'll come in here, you'll click create new rule, and then from the form stage you'll say if there's a negotiation, if there's a closed one, then then you want it to make sure that it's been qualified or something along those lines. Okay, so then you can add in all of this information and cater it so let's just say only the manager of each department can tick off these things. So once someone from the department says, right, it's ready to move on to the next stage in the pipeline, only the manager can actually check it and then approve it. And then you can set the closure restrictions. So if you want to specify the stages in a sub pipeline from which pipeline records cannot be closed directly, you'll just come in here, choose which pipeline stage you want, and then just do tip. Now, another nice feature about Bigin is the form creation, and this is really handy if you want to streamline things or you're constantly creating new campaigns and you don't want to set up a new website or anything along those lines. You can actually create your own forms, and you can use the pipeline forms or the contact form. We'll just try the contacts form, and we'll do create a contact form, and then this is where you can add in the first name, we can add in the last name, we can add in an email, and we can just drag it, and you can see how easy we can just drag and drop things. Enter a form title, so we can say this one is only for LinkedIn, and then we can do next step, and then it will give us the link. We can tag it. We can even say, should visitors double opt in? Do we need to request for approval, or after they've submitted the form, should we redirect them somewhere? And then we can do save and next, and we can copy this link and go directly to the form. So we can actually share this link with others and they can go and submit information. Or if you're a little bit more techy, you can grab the source code and edit the CSS to change the styling of it, add the JavaScript to your website. Perhaps you want a pop-up form show or something along those lines, or if you want to embed it directly into your website, you can with the iframe code. You can also download or embed the QR code so people can just scan it on their phone camera and it will show the form that way as well. Moving on to the automation side of things, this is where we can add in something what we call conditional logic, which is basically if this then that. And to give it a practical world example, if the light switch equals up, turn the light on. If the light switch equals down, turn the light off. And this is the exact same. So if we click on new workflow, and we can say when there's a new contact, we'll just say new contact. So when there's a new contact being created, do next, and it's been created by, let's say, me. We can then say, let's send that person a welcome email, which will be the contacts, the email, and then the email template. We can just say create a new template, and then we'll just do new template, and we'll just call this template welcome email, and we'll just say welcome to, and then your company. And then we can fill out hello, and then etc. Then we'll do save. We'll go back here and then add the welcome email, and then do from, and then reply to, and we can actually have it reply to the workflows trigger email, which will be the staff member who added this new contact. And then we'll do save, and then save, and now you can see the send email has been activated, and we can just deactivate it right there, just like that. This is so handy to free up your staff's time and just get things going. Also, if you a one-man band, you can literally have a full department, or what looks like a full department, following up on your leads, following up on your customers, following up on missed opportunities, following up on, chasing that customer for relevant information and stuff like that, all from the workflow and stage automation. Really powerful feature. This is where all your efforts should be focusing on when you join a software like Bigin, because usually getting this sort of automation can be very, very costly. So once again, this is a fantastic add-on by Bigin. And again, inside the stage automation, whenever a stage has been changed in the pipeline, you can set up additional things. So for example, proposal price quote, we can do next step, and then we can say send an email or assign the owner to the next department or something on those lines. So we can just say assign owner, delegate it to, and then we can say, let's say Marty, me, is in a web design department because we need to design a new website, and then we'll say notify the owner, and then do save, and then there we've got the automation going. Okay, you can literally assign different departments based on every stage of the pipeline. Really powerful. Let's talk about Toppings. Toppings is the add-on side of things, so you can connect external softwares straight into Bigin. Now, one thing with Bigin is Bigin is targeting the small business owner. Once your business starts scaling, you will then be able to move on to Zoho, which is for larger enterprises. So no matter where you are in your business career, you can actually scale your business starting off with Bigin and then moving up to Zoho, and you can import and export all of the relevant information using these toppings or these add-ons, and you can basically do it in just a few clicks. Their team will also help you during this changeover as well, so you can take comfort in knowing actually you can just one click and be done and dusted, and you'll have a full-blown system that will enable you to scale up. So these are all of the add-ons that you can connect. But more importantly, you can actually connect to Zapier, and once you're able to connect to Zapier, you can connect 5,000 plus more apps. You then have the marketplace. So the marketplace is what other verified users have built. So these are custom plugins or add-ons not built by Bigin, built by other users. So you can integrate further systems into Bigin. And you can also create your own add-ons. So if you are a coder or you have your own APIs, you can actually upload and potentially even sell your own toppings to other users or extend your functionality even further. When it comes to connecting all of your emails, you can use Zoho, Mail, Gmail, Microsoft, and all of these other ones. But if you have your own domain name, you can just connect your own IMAP settings and have that connected as well. If you want departments to share an email, this is where you do it, and you'll literally just say public or private, and then you'll configure it accordingly. And then you can create organization emails, so you can click new email address and then add it all here, and then you can say which profiles can actually use this email address. So if you just want one email across a single department for marketing, they would have email 1. For email 2, it might be for billing, etc. If you have WhatsApp, you can actually connect WhatsApp straight into here, and then everything will sync. You sync your leads from Facebook, LinkedIn, and other ad sources directly here. So if you're running ads or doing any sort of campaign on any of these platforms, you can literally connect them all and then have it all directly sync straight into Bigin, and then you can have that automation where you start triggering all the automation flows that you set up and start following up on these leads. Super powerful, really handy to have, especially if you are a marketer or you run a lot of marketing campaigns. One final thing, have Bigin track what your prospects or your clients are doing with your email. So are they clicking on links in your emails? Are they mentioning you on X, aka Twitter? You can actually have it track all of this and then provide you with additional insights so you can start taking next step actions. So if a customer or a client hasn't paid you, but you know they are receiving your emails, you know that they are clicking because the system is telling you that they're doing this, then you can take appropriate action. As you can see, Bigin is jam-packed of features, and if we went through every single one, we'll be here for days. But ultimately, what Bigin has done, which is really the only important thing for small businesses, is they have streamlined the entire operations process for admin and even marketing and made it as easy as possible, so the average small business owner can jump into this software and be up and running within 30 minutes. They can have automation set up to chase customers or follow up on email. They can segment their departments and really create a fantastic communication experience for their client. There's a ton of things that the small business owner can do with Bigin, and I encourage you to grab their free trial and have a play around with it. So the final question is, would I recommend Bigin? Yes, I would. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.